This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 49. In this also thou art marvelous before the Most High, and that thou hast humbled thyself as it becometh thee, and hast not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah Bahashem, Yahawashi Bahashem, Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Much respect to the brothers laboring worldwide in truth and sincerity, and salutations and blessings to the hopeful elect, believing on the words of Yahawah Bahashem, Yahawashi. And it's going to be many great miseries. It's going to get a whole lot worse before it can get any better. Now, I have this video that I would like to share regarding these tariffs. Alright? And these things are going to increase the cost of goods. These things are going to bring many more miseries. So let's play the video.
Canada, Mexico, Panama, Greenland, and Denmark cut ties with the U.S., especially under Trump's current policies. First, the U.S. would lose $774 billion in trade, cut off with Canada alone, with $421 billion in imports, including 60% of U.S. crude oil needs. Without Canadian oil, gas prices could skyrocket by 30%, costing Americans an extra $1.2 trillion annually. Mexico, the U.S.'s largest trading partner, supplies $800 billion in goods, including 40% of auto parts. A sudden halt would cripple U.S. manufacturing, costing 2 million jobs and $150 billion in GDP losses. Panama's control of the Panama Canal is critical. If the U.S. loses access, shipping costs could rise by 25%, adding $50 billion annually to import expenses. Greenland and Denmark, though smaller, supply rare earth minerals essential for U.S. tech and defense. A cutoff could disrupt $6.4 billion in trade. In short, the U.S. would face economic chaos, job losses, and skyrocketing costs, proving how interconnected our world truly is. What if Mexico cuts off its trade and energy to the U.S. if Trump imposes 25% tariffs? So if Mexico responds to a 25% tariff by halting all trade and energy exports to the U.S. In 2024, trade between the two nations reached $861 billion. Severing these ties would devastate key U.S. industries and regions. States like Texas and Michigan would bear the brunt. Michigan, dependent on Mexico's $176 billion in vehicle and auto parts exports, could lose $60 billion as factories in Detroit and Flint grind to a halt. Texas, the top U.S. trading state with Mexico, could see billions in losses from energy and agricultural trade disruptions. California would feel the pinch too, importing 77% of U.S. avocados from Mexico. Supply shortages could cost distributors $2.5 billion annually. Meanwhile, halting 1.2 million barrels of Mexican oil daily would send energy costs soaring, especially in refineries across Louisiana and Texas. This trade collapse could shave $120 billion off the U.S. GDP, proving the economic ties are indispensable. What if Canada cut off its gas, electricity, and trade with the U.S.? So if President Trump slaps a 25% tariff on Canadian goods, in retaliation, Canada, holding significant leverage, threatens to cut off energy exports. Canada supplies about 60% of the crude oil to U.S., crucial for states like Michigan and Wisconsin. Ontario alone powers 1.5 million American homes, particularly in Michigan, New York, and Minnesota. If Canada pulls the plug, gas prices could soar by an extra 70 cents per gallon. Moreover, Canada is the leading source of imported electricity into the U.S., with nearly 33.2 million megawatt hours crossing the border annually. Cutting this supply could plunge parts of the U.S. into darkness, disrupting everyday life from New York to the Midwest. This could lead to economic chaos, with U.S. GDP potentially shrinking by $467 billion and Canada's by $78 billion. Follow for more interesting videos.
You see? These are just the beginning of sorrows, man. You know? The plagues are going to persist. Things are going to get worse. Now, earlier today, as these tariffs were being announced, your stock market is currently at a deficit, man. All right? And I wish I had a way to show, what's currently going on with the stock. Matter of fact, let's see something. Let's see. We can get some news real quick. Right. YahooFinance.com. Stock market today. Dow, S&P 500, NASDAQ pair losses after Trump delays tariffs against Mexico. So the tariffs against Mexico are so-called being delayed right now. But you have the Canadian tariffs are still in effect, man. And all the stock market is currently running at a loss, man. They're in the red. See, stock markets around the world fall as Trump, let me go back to that, as Trump tariffs loom. See that? Look at the S&P. The S&P 500, man. See that? Man. And this is the damn New York Times wants you to subscribe, pay money. Yeah, what you seeing, these things are decidedly having a factor on the economy, as it was stated in that video, man. And guess what? Things can only get worse. They're not going to get any better. Again, these are the beginning of sorrows. Matter of fact, let's go to staying in 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. All right. 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? And the prophet Ezra seen the days that we're in, man. All right, so much so, he was wondering who's going to be able to deliver him. Well, guess what? Who's the deliverer? Yahawashi. It says the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Right, these evils are here. And we understand that word evil, all right, is a compound word. Eve meaning time, ill meaning bad, man. So these are bad times that we're in the midst of, all right, and they're only going to increase. It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute. Right, what's a scourge? A whooping stick, basically, all right. And it says for a minute, for you to consider, man. But 2/3 of our people are not considering. They're strictly, concentrated on the here and now. Matter of fact, real quick, we're going to stay in 2nd Ezra. Let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and I believe verse 16. Yep, 2nd Ezra chapter 7 and verse 16. Why hast thou not considered in thy mind this thing that is to come, rather than that which is present? Right, that's our people, man. They're not considering in their mind the thing that is to come, which is all hell being broke loose. Remember, the global elite do things out of what is the word? Order ab chaos, order out of chaos. So this is bringing a lot of chaos, a lot of disorder to the world, not only America. You start putting tariffs on your two biggest partners, as it were. You know. Now the word I just seen, alert came through, is that the Mexican government has agreed to send like 100,000 troops to the border, all right, in exchange for a pause in the tariffs, man. You know, but that's not gonna set off the prophecies of Yahawashi, because scriptures say these shall hate the whore, man. There's gonna be some kind of catalyst that's gonna cause these nations to hate America, Babylon the Great, the whore. All right, it says Second Ezra, chapter 16, and I'm gonna read verse 19 again. It says, "Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish." Yeah, this is gonna cause tribulation and anguish, man. Are sent as scourges for a minute. Again, something to whoop your ass, man, for you to get right. It says, "But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges." So they're not considering, man. You see? It says, "Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. Even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion." Right. It's going to be a heavy spirit of perplexity, man, when these people don't have the answers. And that's fastly approaching. As you see how the stock market is now running in the red, you know. You got these certain tariffs that's going to cause goods to be increased here in America, Babylon the Great. And everything is going to be affected, man, to the point where you people are not going to have a way out. You see? Why? Because you depending on this system. Now I have one more video I would like to share. All right.
We'll go to the full extent, depending on how far this goes. We will go to the extent of cutting off their energy, going down to Michigan, going down to New York State, and over to Wisconsin. I don't want this to happen, but my number one job is to protect Ontarians and Canadians as a whole. This is coming. It's not if it is, it's coming. And it's coming January 20th or 21st. And we need to be prepared. We need to stand as a country. We need to stand united as Canadians and work hand in hand, shoulder to shoulder with our colleagues across the country. And we're ready to do it.
See? These nations are not fucking around, man. And we seen in this video right here regarding the amount of power, man. You know? Let's fast forward. You see all the things that's going to be affected. Trump talking about he's going to take over Panama City. You know, the waterway. You can't take over something that ain't yours, man. You know? But that's the pride of these damn devils, man. Let's see if we can pull that information up regarding the power. Yeah, 1.5 million homes, man. See that? 1.5 million homes. Now, I seen an article a couple weeks back when this guy was talking about this in December. This guy, Doug Ford, the premier for Ontario, and he was going into, again, what he just said, cutting off the power. And this guy had said that it's not just, you know, Michigan and New York and Wisconsin. It's not just those states. You know, some of this power reaches all the way down here to the south, man. You know, where if they decide, you know, to cut the power off, it's going to be a lot of people in the dark, man. You know, and that's an element of what the Lord says he's going to send plagues as before. Remember, he sent a blackout. All right, essentially was a blackout to Egypt, man. You know, it was darkness all around for a period of 3 days, man. You know? So the Lord, he set up certain scenarios, you know, for you people not to understand what's coming. But through the spirit and power of Yahawashi, we can see those things approaching, man. You know, the scriptures tell us that in the sight, surely in vain, the net is spread in the sight of any bird. So we see those snares and traps approaching. And we're trying to be covered in a pavilion of Yahawashi. Because it's going to get crazy out here, man. Especially now when these tariffs are being implemented. Goods, services are going to be raised up, man. See, tariffs don't just affect, you know, these countries. What they're going to do is raise the prices, you know, on their goods to compensate for whatever the tariffs is, the amount is, man. You know? And that's how Yahawashi is gonna really humble you people, man. By bringing these plagues real quick. What is that? Is that Luke 21, I believe? Luke chapter 21. And bear with me. Yep, Luke 21 and verse 34. And take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and cares of this life. Right. That's what's on the minds of these people, man. Cares of this life. It says, so that they come upon you unawares, off guard. You ain't been paying attention. You ain't been considering the time that you're in. All hell set to break loose, man. It says, for as a snare, see that snare? But we quoted earlier that the net, all right, is spread in vain in the sight of any bird, so we see that snare. But 2/3, these other people are not looking for the snare. It says, for as a snare shall it come upon all them that dwell upon the face of the whole earth. See? Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man, right? Because these things are coming to pass, man. And they're coming to pass quickly. So much so you can't keep up with all the prophecies that the Lord is pushing forth. We in that time where everything is increasing, you know, to where Yahawashi is going to make his presence known. And this is just part of those plagues that the Lord said he's going to send, man. You know, these tariffs, you know, they're going to increase, man. They're not going to die down, you know. I pray this has been edifying. I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah Bahashim, Yahawashi Bahashim, Rawchaa Qadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and elders of Great Millstone. Lord willing, coming at you another lesson. Till the next time I say, Shalom.